There it is.
It's definitely big and it's definitely red.
So what's happening today?
We're gonna go get our van!
Woo!
Woo!
So here's the new van. Just got it home, drove it home. It wasn't too bad of a drive. I'm used to a long pickup, so it kind of felt the same. A little bit wider swing around the corners. The noise actually wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. I've heard that it's a lot of road noise, but it was pretty good. I didn't think it was that bad. I'm sure once I get insulation and sound deadener in here, it'll be quiet. But yeah, not too bad. Of course, like I said, I'm used to a pickup truck, so there you go. So this is our 2021 Ram Promaster. This is the 159 extended 3500. We ordered this from the factory because when we were looking at pricing for the used vans, it almost seemed to be about the same or pretty close to a brand new van. And we were going to get one that was coming into the dealer, but they were very delayed. So we were waiting for like over a month for it to show up. And finally the lady at the dealer said, well, why don't you just order one? That way you can get exactly what you want. And so we did. We put in an order for it in January, and we got it just recently in May. So about 4 months worth of time to get exactly what we wanted. And in the meantime, I just bought a bunch of stuff that's going to go inside of it. So I thought I'd just give you a little quick tour of what's inside. So these areas down here, these are for drainage. So my understanding is that you're not supposed to fill those channels with insulation. But eventually we're going to put some sound deadener on the walls, and then we're going to use 3M Thinsulate insulation for the ceilings and for the walls. And on the floor, I'll probably just use a polystyrene, or not polystyrene, but the pink stuff. And then we'll put plywood over top of that. We got the factory swivel seats. So this down here is actually the jack, because it would normally go under the seat, but with the factory swivel, it doesn't have the room to do that. We also ordered this little extra storage cubby up here. So it'll be for things, you know, like maps or books. And then this is the standard area up here for the Promaster. We ordered turn overland windows. So I'm debating whether to put it on this side or on the door side. My thinking for putting it on this side is that I can always open the door and use a screen if I want to let airflow in that way. But this way it would be on the road side. And then we also have 2 turn overland windows to go into the back doors. We have an air conditioning unit that will probably go either here or here. It's a Dometic 2000, I forget the exact number for it. It's supposed to be a low power draw. I mean, it's still high because it's an air conditioner, so we're going to take a lot of battery power. And I also have a max air fan that will probably go either here or up closer to the front. I'm still not sure yet. I want to have enough room on the top to put solar panels, and so the spacing is something I have to figure out, because with the air conditioner and the fan, I want to make sure I can get the maximum solar power up there. Then we have a large bed. It's going to be a platform bed, probably up about this high, because we have some electric bikes that we want to stick underneath in the garage. I have a over the wheel well tank. It's a 28 gallon that's going to fit over here. We plan to have a shower and then a small sink on this side, so all of our water is going to be running on this side of the van with no water on the other side. And then over here we'll have a cook space, probably come out to about here. We have a tall, skinny refrigerator that's probably going to go in here. And my wife also wants to put in a microwave slash convection so that she can do some baking if she wants. And then we'll have overhead bins on probably just one side, maybe a shorter bin on the other side. So one of the reasons that we bought a Promaster was because the walls are much straighter than some of the other vans. I mean, there's still a slight curve there, but it's not as severe as it is in the other alternatives, which would be like the Sprinter van and also the Ford Transit. Also, the Transit is narrower. We wanted to sleep side to side, so this is about, I think it's 75 inches across if you make a bump out in here, and that way we could both sleep side to side, so you can make a bigger bed and not use as much space. Also, the Sprinters are very expensive vans, and they're very expensive to keep up because you have to go to a Mercedes authorized dealer to get any work done on them, and there's not as many of those across the country. So if you're traveling, it's a lot harder to get service. These ProMasters use a standard Chrysler engine, and so they can actually be serviced at anybody that can do a Chrysler repair. The Ford Transits, they were a little more expensive than the ProMasters, and they also are much more radically curved.